This video begins by pulling the viewer into the unsettling idea that entire American towns have disappeared without warning, leaving nothing behind but silence and empty streets. It establishes the mystery, danger, an eerie fascination that makes these lost towns some of the strangest places in the country. 2. The narrative sets the stage by explaining why towns vanish and how quickly life can collapse when disasters, mistakes, or environmental forces strike unexpectedly. It draws the viewer in by hinting at fires that burn underground, poisoned soil, violent gold rush, chaos, and legends of towns swallowed by storms. The outline moves into the first major story, describing a peaceful mining town that turned deadly when an underground fire began spreading beneath the earth. Viewers learn how smoke, sinkholes, and toxic gases force families to flee as the fire continued to burn for decades. The next segment expands on how the fire transformed the once-norm community into a dangerous ghost town where the ground itself became unstable. The story emphasizes how the population dropped from thousands to a small handful as the government declared the town unsafe. 2. The video then transitions to the era of the Wild West, introducing a gold boom town that rose from nothing and became famous for lawlessness, saloons, and overnight fortune seekers. As quickly as it grew, it collapsed when the gold ran out and brutal winters destroyed what remained. This portion explains how the town became trapped in arrested decay, preserved exactly as it looked the day people walked away forever. The mysterious curse tied to stolen artifacts adds tension, keeping viewers hooked with eerie tales that still frighten tourists. The outline then shifts to a town whose downfall began when toxic oil was sprayed on its roads, slowly poisoning people, animals, and the environment. As sickness spread, panic grew, and investigations revealed contamination so deadly that the government ordered a complete evacuation. The story shows bulldozers tearing the town down, erasing homes, memories, and entire streets until nothing but a park remained. This segment highlights how one careless decision destroyed an entire community permanently. Next, the video travels deep into the frozen wilderness of Alaska, where workers once lived in extreme conditions to mine some of the richest copper deposits in the world. When the copper dried up, the company abruptly abandoned the town, leaving machinery, homes, and personal belongings untouched. The video describes how the last train carried workers away, transforming the place into a perfect time capsule. Frozen in the moment, life stopped. Viewers are pulled into the haunting image of untouched cups on tables and papers, still sitting on desks. The outline then moves to a former state capital, buried under constant floods that made life impossible. As floodwaters destroyed homes and the Civil War damaged what remained, the population quickly disappeared. Nature slowly reclaimed the land, covering buildings with trees, vines, and mud, until the town became a swampy ghost of its former self. The video emphasizes the sadness and beauty of a once powerful city fading into the wilderness. The next part explores the legend of a mysterious coastal town that reportedly vanished overnight during a violent storm. The story reveals how some believe it sank beneath the waves, while others claim the town is nothing more than folklore. Divers and researchers are shown searching the coastline, hoping to find proof that streets and buildings still lie hidden underwater. The uncertainty surrounding the town fuels viewers' curiosity and strengthens the video's suspense. The outline builds toward examining why ghost towns feel so haunting, because they hold echoes of real people, dreams, and shattered futures. It describes how every abandoned building and cracked road still whispers fragments of the life that once existed there. The video pulls together themes of fire, poison, greed, disaster, and nature reclaiming human creations. This section helps the viewer understand how many different forces can erase an entire community. The outline then expands on how these forgotten towns function as warnings that history can repeat itself if mistakes remain unlearned. They show how delicate human civilization can be when faced with powerful natural forces or careless decisions. Another segment focuses on modern explorers, researchers, and urban legends surrounding these abandoned places. It reveals how people continue searching for clues, proof, and answers that still remain buried in ruins or underground fires. The narrative deepens by explaining how some ghost towns inspire fear, while others inspire sadness, depending on the story of the people who once lived there. Viewers learn that each town holds its own personality shaped by tragedy or mystery. 2. The video begins to close by reminding viewers that these towns were once filled with hope, work, laughter, and ordinary everyday life. Now they serve as frozen relics of how quickly everything can change when disaster strikes. 2. The final moments encourage viewers to reflect on what other forgotten places might be hiding across America, places buried under forests, deserts, storms, or time itself. The mystery of what still lies undiscovered keeps the intrigue alive long after the video ends. The video ends with a final reflection that some towns left answers, while others left only questions that may never be solved. Yet each one teaches us that nothing built by humans lasts forever. And sometimes the land itself decides when a town must be forgotten. Some were destroyed by disasters, others by human mistakes, and a few slipped into mystery. In this story, we explored America's hidden towns that disappeared overnight, buried in fire, poison, and secrets. Centralia, Pennsylvania was once a peaceful mining town filled with hardworking families. Everything changed when a trash fire ignited a coal seam underground, turning the town into a smoky, dangerous wasteland. Bodie, California rose from gold fever and collapsed when the gold ran out. Today, it sits frozen in time, with legends warning visitors never to take anything from its ruins. Beach, Missouri was poised when its roads were sprayed with deadly dioxin. The town was evacuated and destroyed, leaving only land that hides a tragic mistake. Kennecott, Alaska thrived on copper mining in harsh frozen mountains. But when the copper ran out, the town was abandoned overnight, leaving a perfect time capsule behind. Cahoba, Alabama was once a proud capital, but repeated floods and war damage forced people to leave. Nature swallowed the empty town, turning it into silent ruins. A chilling legend tells of a coastal town destroyed overnight by a violent storm. Some claim its remains lie underwater, while others say the story is a blend of myth and truth. These forgotten towns show that places don't just disappear, they leave echoes of the lives once lived. Centralia still burns, Bodie still waits, Time's Beach warns, and Kennecott remains frozen in time. The past never truly dies. It lingers in abandoned buildings and hidden stories. Many more American places hold secrets waiting to be uncovered, from vanished towns to haunted highways.